long-term vision, that's quite difficult to balance today because we seem to be in a society that's run by instant gratification.
Yep.
Especially we see that in politics and leadership. How do you encourage everyone to stick with you for the long road? Because that's where the benefits are long term.
You've hit the nail on the head. Everybody wants the outcome now. And in fact, at one end of the time spectrum, you've got the political cycle, which operates in hours and minutes, maybe days and weeks if you're lucky. At the other end of the spectrum, you've got a lot of what we do, which is infrastructure. People often forget that. When we build a wind farm or when we run a coal-fired power station or a lot of the things that we're doing are infrastructure which you build over years and run for decades. So when we talk about the transition that's going on in our market and in energy in Australia, there's not a one-year solution, it's a multi-decade solution. So that's really hard. So it means an awful lot of the time when I'm talking to people, and this is where I can marry up the different views in society about what people want to do, often what it boils down to is differences in time frame. Coal and gas have a role to play in our energy system for a long time to come. I can and do speak proudly of what we do at our coal-fired power stations. The men and women who work on those sites work in hot, difficult, dangerous conditions. They keep the lights on today and will for a long time. But I can also talk about, and say, the year 2050, and there are very few businesses out there that have to constantly talk about what they'll do in 30 years' time. We're one of them. I could also talk about in the year 2050 my firm belief that the vast majority, if not all the energy that we're using will come from renewables. So I can talk in the sense that I firmly believe in the destination. I firmly believe in what we're doing now. And most of the debate, when you boil it down, is about transition. The most cost-effective energy that we can move towards is renewable energy. There's a lot of devil in the detail, but it's renewable energy and the firming of it. That means when I'm talking to people that are worried about reliability and cost, I can talk about renewable energy. But what I also have to talk about is time. You can't build infrastructure. So back to my comment about infrastructure, you can't build a tollway, a hospital, an office building in a few months and expect it to be done rapidly. These things take many, many years to put into place. What you also can't do is you can't just simply shut down everything that we're operating right now immediately, because the cost of that would be phenomenal and unnecessary. What you've got to do is you've got to talk to people about time. Here's what we'll do this year, here's what we'll do next year, here's what we'll do the year after. And the destination, though, is not in doubt. So I come back to the debates that I'll have with both ends of the spectrum are generally about time when you really listen, not about destination and not about what we're trying to achieve. We're actually all aligned on that, but there are big differences out there about how fast we can go.